Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet. The Chinese construction activities on the Tibetan border have come under the radar after the flash floods hit Nepal. After a journalist group in Nepal claimed that no warnings came from the Chinese side in time, now the Central Tibetan Administration too has raised an alarm on the Chinese government's environmental destructive activities, which have led to temperatures rising on the glaciers. And this is a huge concern that we're going to discuss. Namgyal Lehagri, chair of the International Tibet Rangzen Network, is joining us on the program. Namgyal, appreciate you joining and good to see you after a long time. Well, what's happened in Nepal is obviously an eye-opener, but the Chinese have been quiet so far as to what may have caused this. What are your assumptions as to what was happening over here? And if this has come from China into Nepal, I'm sure the Chinese, as advanced as they claim to be, should have had some inkling.
Oh, well, Vineet, it's good to have you after a while. I want to begin by offering my prayers and condolences with the victims of this devastating flash flood, which has taken place on the Tibet-Nepal border. I was at this exact place last year in May. I was there to meet some of the Tibetan refugees there, and just now I found out that 7 of them have passed away in these flash floods. I'm hearing of so many loss and injuries and displacement, and I'm sure there are so many missing cases. I hope that the government of Nepal will be able to provide the needful rescue and relief and any humanitarian assistance that the people direly need at the moment right now. Yes, I think while we are discussing about this flash flood, the geologists and the scientists are very categorically stating that the reason behind this disastrous flash flood is because of a major glacial collapse. But I think what is significant here is to not just focus on this immediate trigger, but also study more deeper into this and to actually address the root cause, which I believe is not just environmental, but also political cause in terms of policies behind it. We all know that Tibet is called the roof of the world. As a plateau, it's elevated on top of 4,500 meter above sea level. It's sitting on a very geologically unstable regions, which basically means that any form of landslides and earthquakes and these sort of the glacial outbursts could occur, and it has been a very common hazard. And again, Tibet is also called a water tower of Asia, which basically means that the fresh water reserves from Tibet is offering support to more than 2 billion people downstream. So the reason why I'm stating this 2 important fact is the fact that Tibet today remains under the occupation of China, hence the administration of Chinese government. I know for sure that since the Chinese occupation, the very fragile Tibetan plateau has been subjected to decades and decades of massive looting of natural resources and deforestation and these sort of reckless developmental policies that Chinese government has come up with. And also I think it's important to mention about these aggressive mega hydropower constructions that have been taking place as a form of infrastructural expansionism of Chinese government. But what is crucial here to understand is this sheer lack of accountability and a very, very little transparency on what's happening inside Tibet vis-a-vis the downstream nations, which right now includes the Nepali government and India and Bangladesh as well. So I think right now the entire world is talking about climate change and that being a natural cause of it. But I think that it's important for us to understand what are the direct impact caused by these sort of policies that Chinese government has brought about. So it's important that we should not completely nullify that as a small mishap, natural mishap that is taking place, but actually question Chinese government which is behind this, and as you rightly mentioned, that I believe that, these sort of disaster, I know that because of all the reasons I gave you, it would not have been preventable, but I know that this destructive, very sort of non-sustainable environmental policies or the greed of Chinese government, this impact could potentially have been reduced to some extent if there was any form of transparency or say cross-border sharing of information from Chinese side. We all know that when it comes to trying to receive any form of environmental assessment from the Tibet area, we don't have that at all. The Chinese government is completely blocking that information for the downstream nations, and this sort of incidents is not a first time. It has been, the number has been escalating over the decades, and we know that today we are talking about the incident, this mishap in Nepal. We know that the place could change. It could be India tomorrow. It could be Bangladesh. It could be other nations who are the downstream nations. So it's important that China is held accountable, and the other nations are able to seek justice from Chinese government in terms of making sure that these sort of situations could be prevented or reduced to some extent.
All right, Namgyal, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your perspective. Appreciate it. All right, well, Nepal is racing against time as massive flash floods and landslides continue to devastate the country. The death toll has risen sharply, with reports putting the number at around 350 or more. The worst affected areas include Rasuwa and the Bhotekoshi-Trishuli river corridors near the Nepal-Tibet border. The disaster has destroyed roads, bridges, homes and critical infrastructure, making ground rescue extremely difficult. Nepal's foreign minister has also said that nearly 300 Indians could be missing, many of them connected to the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage. Joining us at this point in time is Saurabh Adhikari. He's a student who's joining us from Kathmandu. Saurabh, I appreciate you speaking with us. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Saurabh, what's happened in Nepal is extremely tragic. It is, an event which has triggered a concern all over the world, especially in India and neighbors of Nepal. What are you learning of the ground situation that exists in these areas as of now? Some of these areas have completely transformed as a result of these flash floods. But they're saying there's more to come. What do we know about that? What do you know about that?
Yeah, so I think we already know that Nepal and China, the border is almost all Himalayas, and there are like thousands of lakes that could burst at any time, right? And as we know, the global warming is an issue, and there have been warnings that the temperatures are rising and there could be potential floods like this. So we had some sort of similar to this flood. We had one a year ago at the same spot, not as big as this, but the thing has been upcoming. It has been impending, and we had all of the alarms that we could hear, and yeah, so the temperature is increasing and it could happen again. Yeah, we've been hearing that there is a pond forming and the avalanche has blocked the way for the water. And the thing is, the place is almost like 30 degrees vertical goes. So when the water comes, it comes at very fast speed. For example, it hit like 100 kilometers of area within like an hour, and people didn't even have time to respond. 100 kilometers per hour. The speed was very high. So people were frustrated. They could not run, and we don't even know the numbers. We don't even know how many have been lost, how many are dead. I don't think it'd be possible to know within like a week or so. And the scale is devastating. We've never seen something like that, and it would happen again because as we've been hearing so when the climate change hits, it's going to hit the Himalayas first. So we're going to be the first ones who are going to feel the impact. The glaciers are going to melt, and all of the water are going to come downstream Nepal. So it was a matter of when it's going to happen, not whether it's going to happen or not. So as we already know, we've been hit very hard. and it could happen again. So the thing is very dire. The Nepal would be the first one who would be seeing the impact of climate change.
Also, tell us what kind of a challenge is the local administration facing at this point in time, especially the young Prime Minister of Nepal, for whom this perhaps is one of the greatest and the foremost challenges of his tenure.
Yeah, so there was no way he could have prevented even life loss, because it happened within like 30 minutes or so. There was no time for warning too. So I don't think there was any possibility that he could have even saved life. But I think they tried their utmost in rescue operations. They tried their utmost. I don't think there's any shortage of attempt from the government. But yeah, he'd have a hard time because it's really bad. It's like billions of dollars that's been hit. The infrastructures, the houses, 5-story buildings have been buried inside mud. We don't even know how many people are dead. So the thing is very, very dire. I cannot even imagine how big the devastation has been. I don't think he could handle it. I don't think any small country like Nepal could handle it. The amount of destruction that has happened, I don't think any country could bear it.
All right. Also joining us at this point in time is Arun Gyavali, political analyst from Nepal. Arun Gyavali, if you can hear me. Arun Gyavali, I can't hear you.
I am speaking. You can't hear me?
I can hear you now, Mr. Gyavali. Mr. Gyavali,
Yes.
we are all very concerned about what's happened in Nepal. Almost 1,000 people missing still, over 350 reported and confirmed dead. This is obviously being attributed to climate change in and around the Himalayas. What do you have to say?
This is not matter regarding the climate change. Neither there was cloud, nor there cloud burst, and the matter is avalanche is fully hypothetical. You know that place where this incident happened, what is their altitude? That is not more than 2,000 meters. And which is this month is August. In August, you can't find ice below 5,000 meters. So, and from it is completely the incident that Kerung River come from Tibet, and it is from the Kerung. The Kerung has two parts: small Kerung and big Kerung. It start from the big Kerung, and that water come from Glacier, and it was blocked by the landslide. It comes to know that before 27 kilometers from Nepal border. So due to landslide, that water was stopped. It was converted in a lake. So in my view, Chinese authority is very well known regarding this matter. If Chinese authority will inform this matter earlier, probably Nepali people, many foreigner life will saved. Second thing, this matter is it is completely matter of the landslide. Hello?
Go on. We can hear you, sir. Go on.
So this is a matter of the landslide. And today in Chinese embassy reported that yes, this kind of landslide, the river where it was stopped, it was converted in a lake. There is this danger will be continued till 3 days. Second thing, the speed of river was not 100 kilometers, it was around 50 kilometers per hour. Okay, and many people live. I am telling one story that Nuwakot, the flood come to Nuwakot. Everything convert in desert, but their principal of one school is saved 1,500 student life. As it comes to know the flood is coming, he asked all the students to please run to upstairs, because the height of the flood was 39 meters. If someone climb more than 40 meters, he saved his life. 39 meters means from the level of the river. So this is this big incident happened, and I claim this it is a lack of information, not it is recklessness of people.
All right, Professor Ranjan Kumar Dahal is also with us on the program. Professor Ranjan Kumar, this situation is obviously being monitored on a regular basis. But what are the learnings here when it comes to these flash floods? Saurabh obviously went on to say there's nobody could have helped it. Do you believe that?
Yeah, actually, what kind of help you are meaning to say that? Like, for me, what the government is right now doing after the incidents is really remarkable in that sense. Like, so many disasters, so many roads are there, not there, bridges are not there, but still the government support, especially for the rescue and relief, is really very remarkable. And there are some good news that they save a lot of people today also, and they brought to hospital as well as some in the camp as well. So things are going in that sense very well. But the what you are talking today is very, like, for me it's very amazing. Like, in your channel you are talking about things are without any scientific evidences. So that's very, for me, like, it's very very like I couldn't accept all this discussion that you are now having, especially talking about the incidents, what exactly happened in that area, because we are the scientists where we are working together.
That's why we have you, sir, to clarify. That's why we have you on the channel to clarify.
Yeah, these are the things should be very clearly need to understand
so
by all the people in the South Asian region. Yeah, especially like these incidents. Actually, we are having such kind of the debris flow and the rockfall hazards and the snowfall hazards, as well as the glacial related floods from since 2012, when we have a big flood in Seti River in Pokhara. And then we faced a similar incidents in Rontigarh in India, and other cases in Sikkim as well, and other part of Nepal in the very many times in the last 10 years. So what I mean to say that, like, this is the one of the incidents, like what we are having right now. The issue is that very clear that the glaciers in the Himalayan regions are now melting in a very different way. This before these incidents, yesterday's incidents, we got a very interesting data, especially in the temperature. The rising and falling of the temperature is a very remarkable there. Some day we have a minus, some day we have a plus there. So this is the one thing that we have to remember. And another thing is that the glaciers that was just behind of the Langtang Himal, and it is in the northern face of the Langtang, and when the glacial melt, it goes to Nepal-China border river that we call the Lehendi River. And then this glacier actually has a lots of cracks in the upper part since 2026 January. And we saw so many such glacial surges there. And those surges are highly responsible for this kind of the temperature fluctuation, and that we call the thermal switch, that we generally face in the glaciated terrain. And this is one of the things that we are noticing in the Himalayas from last 10 years. And this is the thing that we are facing, the abrupt change in the temperature and the melting of the glacier, and then the lower part of the glacier and the rock contact is now in the melting process. And that we notice very well in the other part of the area also. And this time, that's one thing that we noticed. This glacier is moving in the form of the surge but the surge was there, but it was not so high speed surge there. But yesterday it was like a very extremely high pressure surge was there, and then it broke the frontal part of some of the barrier kind of the rock block there, and then whole mountain collapsed in such a way that, like, it fell down about to 5,170 meter to nearly 2,000 meter. So that's a high falling of the whole material from the top of the glaciers to the down of the valley. And then the valley, actually, it is a Nepal-China border, and there are no people are living in the valley. There will be few Chinese villages are there, but those houses are actually, it looks like from the some like farmer houses are there, and then there are very few infrastructure development. That's another problem that we are having in the area. In the Nepal side, we don't have any habitant there.
Okay, fair enough,
And then
sir.
look,
Fair enough, sir.
yeah.
We have run out of time, but I appreciate your input and I appreciate the clarity that you have given us.